is God a joke? What do you guys think?
It depends on who you are, I guess. If you're like an atheist or whatever, you're definitely going to look at it as a joke.
Why?
It's all about perspectives and your life perspective. If you've grown up in an atheist home, then you're going to think that he's not real. And if you've grown up in a Christian home, you're more likely to believe that he is real. So,
why do you think people think God is a joke?
Because all these horrible things happen. Because floods, tornadoes.
Because of the people who represent him.
What do you mean?
People who say they're Christians but really aren't. Or who don't act how they say other people should be acting.
Or people that are two-faced. Christians can be two-faced.
So hypocrites.
Thank you for the correct vocabulary.
You're welcome. That's why I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
They can think like religion is a joke because since people like are hypocrites and they are two-faced, it's like really... They're like, well, if you're a Christian, you're like more two-faced than people who aren't Christians or don't follow religion at all. You're like more two-faced than people who aren't.
What's a real Christian supposed to be like?
Christ.
That's way to go.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so what does that mean? If we're supposed to be like Christ, what does that mean?
Well, what was Christ like?
I guess like kind and like loving towards other people. He was just kind of like he accepted everybody.
The average person.
Yeah.
Minus the sin, obviously.
He didn't accept everyone. He didn't accept the Pharisees, the blatantly hypocritical
That's true.
and wrong people. He accepted the sinners, the tax collectors, the prostitutes. But the people who misrepresented God, he did not accept at all.
That's true.
Okay. So, if he wasn't accepting of everyone, what was he trying to do? What was he trying to prove?
That you don't have to be perfect.
That you shouldn't be a hypocrite.
Well, try to follow through God's image. Like, try to follow God more closely than, like, actually question authority, not just simply follow it.
I think that he was trying to say, like, you shouldn't follow man's example of God. You should follow what Christ is like for Christ and not man's perception of Christ.
What do you think we've made it out to be now?
I think a lot of people have the perception that Christians are supposed to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's kind of one of those stereotypical, like, things that make us, like, they can make Christians seem like a joke. Or that people that want to follow Christ, they seem like a joke because they're not always perfect.
Well, we built our entire Christian perspective, or the general Christian, the idea of what a Christian is that, you know, we can all sit around and try to be good, and if we just try hard enough, one day magic will happen and we'll just be better than everyone else. And it's kind of the general way that Christians act, and it's not correct, but that's the way it is. So.
What's the reality?
That no one is perfect or can be perfect.
So if we can't be perfect and nobody is, what's the point in being Christian?
Well, the point isn't to be perfect. The point is to accept the forgiveness that Jesus gave you, and just do your best to follow what he taught. But no, you're still going to screw up. You're still going to have bad days. You're still going to fall back into sin. But he'll be there to pick you up.
And I think part of it is being able to admit that, because people don't like to admit that they have problems and that there's things that are wrong with them. I want people to believe that once they're a Christian, they've completely turned their life around and they're perfect and they don't make mistakes anymore. But that's just not how it works.
Kind of honeymoon as a Christian.
Honeymoon phase.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
isn't that honeymoon phase where everything seems like it's going great, and then suddenly you fall back into reality, and it's, hey, what the
Some
heck
of us just
happened?
live in that
I
state
think that-
constantly.
I think that
Which
maybe
one?
that is the perception that like that Christians are always in that honeymoon phase, like, oh, we're gonna go, they're always in that, like, oh, we're so perfect, but like really, I don't think that should be the perception, because it's definitely not true.
Okay.
And I think that Christians feel like they have to put forth that mentality that they are perfect and that there's nothing wrong with them, because they feel like if they don't, then they're setting a poor example. And they just realize that that isn't the point. I think we would all be a lot better off than we are.
Ditto.